Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Raeann, but you can call me Ray. Today's video is going to be yet another one using this palette here. So I originally did upload a video using both of the new Lime Crime palettes. So they came out with two, they're calling them the Prelude palettes. This is the Exposed palette and this is the Chroma palette. If you haven't seen that video yet, go ahead and watch that. But basically I do a look using both palettes and then also do swatches on that and then kind of give you my thoughts on the palette so far. Today's video is just going to be on this palette here. I am doing just one look and I will talk about it briefly at the end, like how I'm feeling about the palette. This palette does retail for $38 or $39. I don't remember exactly how much. And then it also has 8 shades and a mirror in the palette. This is the outside of the palette, just a little bit closer. Super pretty. I love their packaging. They literally always kill it with their packaging. This is the inside of the palette. So mirror and then the shadows. And this is the more neutral palette of the two, but still super, super pretty. Alright, so if you want to see how I got this look, then go ahead and keep on watching. Okay, so this is the look we're going with. I wanted to do something with the darker shades to do kind of like a more smoky eye, since the other video I did was a very like neutral look and I felt like I probably was going to get really close to it if I didn't use these darker shades. They're really not all that dark anyways. Yeah, I don't know. I thought it would just be fun. Wanted to do something a little bit different than the last video. The last video I did with these palettes, I did use both of them, so but I wanted to make it a little different. So this is a little more smoky, nice kind of like, I don't know, it looks kind of like a brown shade, but also looks kind of to me like kind of a gunmetal shade. I don't know, it's weird because it's brown but it's not brown. It's kind of got like a, I don't know if I want to call it like a silver shift, but I don't know. I guess it is just brown, but in certain light to me it looks a little silvery. Maybe I'm making things up. I don't know. And I'm totally out of breath right now. I just chased Sophie down the hallway and started playing with her because she just has all of this energy and we didn't get to take her on a walk today, so I was chasing her around and I'm exhausted. Alright, so let's go ahead and get into this. A lot of the colors that I'm using are actually, okay, I'm starting off to look very similarly to, why was it that difficult to say that? I'm starting off to look very similar to the last look that I did. So we're going to start off with this nude shade, so this one right here. From there we're actually going to blend it out with the flesh shade. So I think I'm just going to start with this. When I'm ready to blend it out, I'll get it a little bit closer. So starting off with this shade, going to go into our crease. Then we're going to use flesh to blend everything out. So I'm going to start with this, going with that, a little bit this, a little bit that. Okay. And like I said, I'm going to go into that flesh shade and just kind of blend everything out. These two shades blend in really good together too, since they're basically the same, kind of in the same color family. Alright, so from there I'm going to go into our shimmer shade. So I'm going to use the shade Storm. And I am going to use a glitter glue. I always use the one from NYX. I don't know, I just prefer using glitter glue when it comes to applying shimmers. I am so sorry for repeating this so often, but I feel like not saying that I'm using it would be kind of weird, you know? Like, I just feel like I'd be lying. Like, though I'm sure these shimmers would probably work just fine without it, but I feel like it cuts out steps for me, which who can't appreciate that? Like, okay, see, like, look how pretty that shade is. And if you are watching this video and haven't seen the other video that I did where I swatched out both of the palettes, you can check that one out if you would like to see all of the swatches. I just do arm swatches of both palettes, and then I do a look using both of them. Yeah, if you haven't checked that out, I will link it below for you. And to help me just bring up the shadow a little bit further past my crease, I'm just using a flat but a little bit of a fluffy brush as well, just because it's a little bit easier than to try to like drag everything up with my finger. Alright, so I'm gonna go into this Immortal shade. We're just gonna take that on the outer corner and then also start bringing it in a little bit, just to kind of deepen the look up a little. So I bring it about halfway. I don't want to bring it all the way in, just to kind of add a little more depth to everything, but really focusing it on the outer part of my lid. To soften everything out, I'm just going back into Nude and also Flesh, so the two first shades that we were using earlier, and just softening the look back up a little bit. I'm a little heavy-handed on this outer portion. I'm just going a little ham over here, but I said that with the most boring tone of voice too. Like, I'm going a little ham. Like, I don't even think I could recreate how boring that first time I said that was. How like monotone. Okay, for sure I need to clean that up, but I will wait until I am off camera and doing the rest of my makeup. I'm gonna go into Nude and put that underneath. Taking a little bit of Flesh as well. Alright. And from there, we're going to take Immortal, so that darker stone like matte color, focusing it more on the outer part and then lightly bringing it in a little bit. Okay, so from there I used Aphrodisia as my inner corner highlight, so this shade right here. This is a really pretty like iridescent kind of highlight shade, which I love. It's kind of got a purpley blue hint to it. Alright, and from there I'm gonna take the shade Virgin, and so it's this shade right here, the more pinky, lighter pink shade. I put way too much on my brush the first time. And just running that underneath my brow. From there, I'm going to take a little bit of Aphrodisia. I feel like I said that really weird, but anyways. Putting a little bit of that underneath where my arch is. Why did I completely blanked on the word I was supposed to say. Okay, anyways, this is pretty much the finished look. I always spit everywhere. Gross. This is pretty much the look. I think I'm gonna pop lashes on. That's kind of crazy for me because I feel like I haven't been doing that in a while. I just bought these new lashes to me because I don't think I've tried these ones just yet. Actually, maybe I have, but these are the Kiss lashes in corset. So these I saw these on the shelf in Walgreens and these just look amazing. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and finish off the rest of my makeup. I will pop these things on and I'll be back. Okay, so I'm back. I went a little heavy-handed with blush. just a little bit. I feel like I really don't like this color blush on me, but it's one of the e.l.f. like primer infused blushes, and there's like one or two other shades that I really want to try because I really do like the formula of it. I just feel like I just don't really like this color on me as much. I have like really chubby cheeks, and I just feel like blush, I don't know, just blush in general, I just never really liked how it looks on my face. I don't know, that sounds kind of weird, but anyways, this is the finished look. I love these lashes. Literally love them. Nothing better than them right now. Like, I love these lashes. Okay, so yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. I guess we will talk about the palette a little bit. So this isn't really a full review or anything, but this palette is basically the same formula as the other palettes of theirs that I have. So I do have the Venus Immortalis palette, and I feel like if you have that palette, then it's the same formula really. So I have nothing to complain about. I do wish in this palette, however, the Storm shade was just a little bit more, like maybe had more of a shift to it, like something cool to like add to it, because to me it's just very like average. I feel like I like this look, but I just wish there was just something to the shade, like maybe it was a little more foiled or had more of like a reflect in it. That was, you know, just something a little bit more that makes it more than just like a shimmer, like brown shade, I guess. But overall, I've really been enjoying the formula of their palettes. I don't have any complaints when it comes to that. This palette is super, super pretty. I definitely see it being like a good everyday palette, especially if you gravitate towards this like color palette more often. Super, super pretty. Like I said, no complaints. I really love this shimmer shade. So Aphrodisia and 1484, and then the like nude shades would probably have to be like my favorite shades in this palette. But like I said, no complaints. Super, super pretty. I don't know, I'm just a sucker for this palette, this packaging, everything. I am definitely more into this color story, but for a neutral palette, this one is really, really nice, so I really can't complain when it comes to that. But yeah, so far really enjoying it. It's pretty much where I'm gonna leave you guys, I guess. If you liked this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. We'll see you next time.